Making money online. Now, there's a big topic that a lot of people want to know more about. In fact, it's searched for about 2,500 times a day and brings up over 6 billion results on Google. Hi, this is Greg Hughes from .com Classroom. Now, unfortunately, a huge part of the make money online world is full of really bad information. A lot of unrealistic claims, promises that can't be kept, downright schemes and scams. And yet, buried in that sea of information, there actually is a pretty large segment of the population that legitimately earns their living online. And some of them are even millionaires. But here's the problem. How do you find what's legit and what's not? Well, it's tricky if you don't know what to look for. But I can tell you what I know from my 25 years of earning a living online. Like anything else, it can be hard work. And if you learn how to do it right, it can be quite rewarding and well worth the effort. So when you think of making money or starting a business, most people, I suppose, probably think that it means coming up with some kind of amazing product or service that you're going to try and sell to as many people as possible. And that does happen from time to time. But that is actually a lot harder to do than it sounds. Trying to invent a new mousetrap or reinvent the wheel, well, is a lot of work. And it's really not very realistic. And then you got to constantly try to convince people to buy what you have. And that can be really hard. And it's a good way to get burned out and even lose a lot of money trying. Personally, I hate selling. I don't want to sell. I don't even want to be sold to. I'm not good at it, and I don't want to get good at it. There is another way to be successful online, and it doesn't require awkward selling tactics. And it doesn't take nearly as much effort because it's actually enjoyable. And the reason it's enjoyable is because it's based on something you're passionate about. Sometimes we call it content marketing. I love content marketing, and I love this way of earning a great living online because I don't enjoy trying to talk people into buying stuff all the time. What I do enjoy is building a following of people that need help with something that I can help them with. It's simple. It's much easier being the person who helps people. It's much more enjoyable, and frankly, I found that it's even more profitable in the long run. Now, I know there's lots of different ways people can make money. You can sell physical products with e-commerce, or you can provide a service like web design or search engine optimization, or you can even sell software, video, courses, or whatever digital products you want. And by the way, I've done every single one of those things at some point in my 25 years online. But the best online business model, in my experience, is about creating content with a focus on helping people by literally giving away information they need. And yet, somehow, you still get rewarded for it financially. So instead of looking for customers, I'm building an audience. And that is a much more comfortable thing to do. How do you get started as a content creator? Well, I can tell you from my years of doing this, it takes 3 things. And they're probably not what you think. Do you need a really new and unique idea? No, that's not it. How about a really cool product that no one else is selling? No. You don't need to invent, manufacture, ship, store, or even really sell anything or do anything like that. What you need to know how to do is read, write, and explain things to people in a way that they understand. In other words, if you can talk and type, you're pretty much in. And if the idea of writing scares you away, just know that these days you can harness the power of AI to do a lot of that for you anyway. So let's dig a little deeper. I'm going to start by explaining something that I call the AMP system. I know that sounds like electrician's jargon, but it's actually just a simple way of looking at 3 things you must have to be successful in business, especially this one. AMP, A-M-P, stands for audience, message, and platform. Now, I'm going to break them down into simple steps in a minute, but first, you need to know that this is not a new concept. It's not a new way of doing business. It's been around for decades. In fact, long before there was an internet. The bottom line is that this is all about creating a following, in other words, an audience of people who like what you do and say, in other words, your message. And you reach that audience with your message by way of your online presence. And we call that a platform. So the question is, how does helping people with free information actually make you money? Well, that's something that content marketers call monetizing an audience. You see, your most valuable asset in this business is your audience, not some product or service that you sell. Your audience is what makes you money. In fact, with content marketing, your audience is actually more important than your website or how cool your branding is or your logo or anything like that. It's more important than any offer you can make. Your audience is more important than your content even, because it's your audience that decides what your content is. Internet technology and the tools that we use to run this business, they all change all the time, but your audience is almost irreplaceable. So let me give you a practical example of what I'm talking about. Once I sent out a single email to my audience, and 48 hours later, I had generated over $4,000 in pure profit. I didn't have to ship them anything, call anybody, answer any support questions, or do much more of anything except write and send that one email. Now, how is that possible? I simply recommended a software program to them that I happen to be using for my business, and I thought that they should check it out and see if it would help them too. And so a bunch of them did, and then I was rewarded by the company that I referred them to. Now, you probably recognize this phenomenon. It's called affiliate marketing. It's just one of the ways you can monetize an audience. Content marketing is what builds audiences. Now, I've built an audience of tens of thousands on various platforms, and I've done that by giving away everything from free software to in-depth video training and tutorials. Sometimes I just write a simple blog post or an article, or I share a valuable tip on Facebook or some other social platform, and sometimes I'll put together a short ebook and send it to them. And then periodically, I'll tell my audience about a helpful product or resource that I found. It's usually one that I've purchased and I'm currently using for my business, and then I invite them to check it out, see if it helps them like it's helped me, and if it does, we've created a win-win situation. I've helped them find something they need, and the vendor offering them that product rewards me for that referral. Now, we all know that making money is important, but having a machine that generates money for you on demand or almost automatically is much better. Your audience will always be that type of machine. Also, it's important to know that I don't just have an audience. I'm also part of that audience. I'm a member of the same club, so to speak. Since my particular niche is about helping people be successful online and what it takes to create a website and that kind of stuff, and since I'm always learning new things in that topic, I only talk about and share resources with my group that helps them as well. So we're in this together. Interacting with your audience is critical. It's why social media is such an important part of your content business. They provide feedback when you read their questions and listen to their concerns so that you can provide the content that they really need. So when you're a teacher or a coach or an encourager or an entertainer or a friend or whatever you want to call yourself, your relationship with your audience is not simply based on money. It's based on a message, which brings us to the letter M in the AMP system. Your message is almost as important as your audience because they're directly related. Like I said before, your audience determines what your message is. In simpler terms, your message is the solution to the problem that your audience has. If you're speaking to an audience of people who love to train German shepherds, well, a message about feeding goldfish won't help. Your message has to be about what they need. And from time to time, your message can also be about a product or service that you recommend, but it's not always that. More importantly, your message must always be a solution or an answer to their question. And that's why finding your niche requires being fully aware of who your audience is so that you know what you're going to say to them and how you're going to say it. Next is the P in the AMP system, and that stands for platform. As important as your platform is in this model, this is the one thing that's the easiest to accomplish. Even though most would-be entrepreneurs kind of get hung up on this technical side of online marketing, this phase is actually the least troublesome. Your platform, it's simply your delivery system for getting your message out to your audience. It includes your online real estate. In other words, your website, your blog, your social media presence, an email list as you build that, all that kind of stuff. Even if you do a podcast or a video channel, any combination of those things, all of that's part of your platform, your online presence. So here's the big picture about the AMP system. And a simple way to think about it is to put it in terms of what it actually sounds like. Your audience is the group of people that came to your show to hear your message while you present it to them from the platform or the stage. That's really all marketing is in a nutshell. You're gathering together a group of like-minded people and presenting them with answers to their questions and solutions to their problems. So if you want to learn more and get started with content marketing, The questions you have to ask yourself are these. Who's your audience? Where are they? What are you going to tell them? And how are you going to tell them? That is the AMP system in a nutshell. So if you'd like to learn more about content marketing or dig deeper, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see more videos like this, or you can just go right to my website and get in touch with me. I'm at dotcomclassroom.com. You can reach out to me and ask me questions. In fact, I've got a free course there you can download. It's going to show you even more details on getting started with content marketing. So if you have questions about this topic or anything else related to creating profitable websites or a business online, let me know in the comments, and maybe I can make a video that helps you. Thanks for watching.